the problem is none of those guys are ever saying that.
That's true.
That's the problem.
That's what I was going to say.
That's the problem. We don't hear Shaq calling himself the GOAT. And Shaq does a lot of podcasting. He's on television. He's always talking about other people. Matter of fact, I believe he has Steph Curry as his GOAT right now. So he's never talking about himself. See, when we get to this point, and this is the problem that I have with Bron, is that instead of letting other people glorify you or give you your flowers, or a guy like me come on television that been through the trenches with you since childhood, let me come on and tell the world why you're the GOAT. You sit back and just accept the flowers.
LeBron James just said the quiet part out loud. When he was asked about the GOAT debate, he did not avoid the question. He did not give a safe answer. Instead, he said he is not taking anybody over himself. The moment that answer aired on live TV, Kendrick Perkins and the First Take panel had to respond. This was not just another LeBron quote. It was LeBron putting himself ahead of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Kareem, Shaq, and every other legend who has ever played the game. Perkins knew one thing immediately. This debate was about to get ugly again. That is the hook. Perkins is sitting there as the entire panel reacts to LeBron choosing himself. The reason this moment stands out is because Perkins has been one of LeBron's biggest supporters at different points. He played with him. He has praised him. He has also argued that LeBron deserves to be at the top of the GOAT conversation. So when Perkins pushes back or even slows the discussion down, it does not sound like hate. It sounds like someone saying, hold on, we still have to be honest.
Recently, just talking about if everybody was you could draft everybody, who would you draft? And he went ahead and said that I would draft myself. This was in a timepiece, and he was talking about I would draft myself, and I feel like all the other great players would do the same thing as well. They would draft themselves.
LeBron's answer was bold, but it really should not surprise anyone. The greatest players have always believed they are the greatest. Michael Jordan believed it. Kobe Bryant believed it. LeBron believes it as well. You do not handle the pressure LeBron has faced since high school without having that level of confidence. The issue is not that LeBron believes in himself. The issue is what happens after he says it. His supporters treat it like the final answer. His critics see it as arrogance. And the entire basketball world gets pulled right back into the same debate. Perkins understands that better than almost anyone. He knows LeBron's resume. The all-time scoring record, the longevity, the 4 championships, the finals appearances, and the fact that LeBron has performed at an elite level across 3 different decades. That is not ordinary. That is not hype. That is basketball history. But when LeBron says there is no debate, the other side of the argument only gets louder. Michael Jordan's case is still just as strong, with 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, 10 scoring titles, and an undefeated record in the NBA Finals.
About to win his 4th NBA championship with the Los Angeles Lakers. Pressure is the word today, and no other player has had or overachieved like LeBron James did over his NBA career.
Perkins is not someone who has spent his career criticizing LeBron. He has defended him before. He has argued in his favor. He has even challenged people who believe Michael Jordan's place at the top can never be questioned. That is exactly why his reaction carries so much weight. Perkins understands that you can respect LeBron without acting like the GOAT debate is over. You can call LeBron one of the greatest to ever play and still believe Jordan's case cannot be ignored. That is where some LeBron fans go too far. They treat every new comment as if it settles the debate once and for all. They claim it is over simply because LeBron said he would choose himself. But that is not how the conversation works. Of course LeBron is going to pick himself. If Jordan were asked, he would likely pick himself too. If Kobe were here, he would probably do the same. Greatness comes with confidence. That has always been part of being an all-time great. But the GOAT debate is not decided by what a player says about himself. It is decided by what his career says.
Term is never going to be something that I ever will get high or low about, you know. It just doesn't exist with me. I never played against Oscar Robert or Jerry West. Would have loved to. Absolutely love to.
That'd be great.
Just as competitive as I am. And I actually learned from them, and we, paved the road to the Kobe's and the LeBrons, right?
That is why Michael Jordan's name comes up every time LeBron speaks about the GOAT debate. Jordan never needed to campaign for himself. He never had to tell people he was better than everyone else. Instead, he said that these conversations can disrespect the legends who came before. Somehow, that made his position look even stronger because his resume already speaks for itself. He can step away from the debate because the championships, the iconic moments, and the reputation are already part of his legacy. LeBron took a different approach. He embraced the conversation. There is nothing wrong with that. But once you step into the GOAT debate, every comparison comes with it. Every finals loss, every super team argument, every late career Lakers disappointment, every Jordan highlight, and every former player who says MJ had a different aura all become part of the discussion. That is what Perkins and the panel were reacting to. The moment LeBron made that claim, his entire career was back on trial.
Here's what LeBron should do. And anybody who thinks he's better than Jordan, go take out the tape of every game in the Dallas series when Nowitzki beat him. And he averaged 17 a game, couldn't score in the fourth quarter, and was completely outplayed with a better team, Wade and Bosh.
Analysts quickly bring up the case for Jordan. They point to the championships, the perfect finals record, the scoring titles, the defensive excellence, and the relentless competitive mindset. That has always been the foundation of the argument for Jordan. Even if you support LeBron, you cannot simply ignore those accomplishments. Jordan was more than an elite scorer. He was an outstanding defender. He delivered in the biggest moments. He became a global icon who changed the game. At his best, his level of dominance still feels almost impossible to match. At the same time, LeBron's case is just as compelling. That is why this debate never truly goes away. His longevity is remarkable. He has played at an elite level longer than most stars ever get the chance to. He has won championships with different teams. He has carried different rosters. He has adjusted to different eras of basketball. He has been a scorer, a playmaker, a leader, and the centerpiece of every team he has led. That is why Perkins has defended LeBron in the past. LeBron's argument is not based on one achievement. It is built on everything he has accomplished throughout his career.
James, he's got it. Coming to the end of the third quarter. LeBron James, a shot at history. And there it is! LeBron stands alone!
That is the part LeBron fans are right about. Nobody has ever done it for this long at this level. The numbers are almost impossible to believe. At some point, longevity becomes a form of dominance. It is not easy to stay healthy. It is not easy to stay motivated. It is not easy to remain an elite player while the league gets younger every year. LeBron has done exactly that. That is why some people believe the GOAT debate has shifted. But Perkins understands the challenge. If you argue longevity, Jordan fans point to his peak. If you argue championships, LeBron fans point to the era and the teams around each player. If you argue statistics, Jordan fans bring up his finals record. If you argue presence and style, LeBron fans point to his all-around production. That is why the debate is not simple. It depends on what you value most.
But you got MJ or LeBron. You play against both of them in their prime.
MJ.
MJ. Is it like clear cut?
It's clear cut. Everything he does is just masterful, man.
Yeah.
Fans are divided. Players are divided. Analysts are divided. Some players grew up watching LeBron dominate throughout their lives. Others grew up hearing stories about Jordan that became part of basketball history. Older players talk about Jordan's fear factor. Younger players talk about LeBron's complete game. Nobody agrees because everyone measures greatness in a different way. That is why Perkins' reaction is more important than simply saying LeBron got destroyed. Perkins is not saying LeBron is not great. He is saying that calling yourself the GOAT does not end the debate. It actually starts the conversation all over again. Because when you say you are above everyone else, people are going to ask why. They are going to bring up Jordan. They are going to bring up Kobe. They are going to bring up Kareem. They are going to bring up Magic and Bird. The crown comes with evidence.
There are two categories in which LeBron James is the absolute GOAT.
Longevity.
Longevity. Nobody has been as great for as long as LeBron James has been great
We agree.
for this period of time. The GOAT of longevity, and category number 2, the GOAT of talking about who's the GOAT. He's the GOAT of that conversation.
That is where the story ends. LeBron can say he would choose himself. Perkins can question the reaction. Stephen A. can bring up Jordan. Fans can keep arguing for the next 50 years. But one thing is clear. LeBron's statement did not end the GOAT debate. It gave the debate a new headline. Maybe that is exactly what LeBron wanted. He understands how this works. He knows a single quote can take over the NBA conversation. He knows it will be discussed on television. He knows fans will argue about it online. He knows Jordan's name will be brought back into the discussion. That is part of LeBron's influence. Even at this point in his career, he still controls the conversation. But Perkins made sure the conversation did not become one-sided. He reminded everyone that confidence is not the same as a conclusion. LeBron has every right to call himself the greatest, but everyone else has a right to ask the same question. Better than Jordan? Better than everyone? No debate at all? That is where the discussion becomes serious. LeBron made the claim, and Perkins and First Take pushed the conversation further. Once Michael Jordan's name entered the discussion, the GOAT debate was not over. It was just beginning again.